That is a stunning piece of wood. I would have never thought in a million years that that would have ended up coming out. Don't even see it very well because it's so shiny, the light's reflecting off of it. But I took that bit. So this is the project. I'm calling it my prehistoric bowl, as you can see from the title. The reason being is because it's old, chunky and rough around the edges, just like me. So, sticky and horrible. So yeah, yeah, nothing else to say really. It's failed. No good. So I'll see you guys next week. Fresh new project, one that works. And take care. Speak to you soon, and bye for now. Good afternoon, or how are you, lovely people? Hope you're all well. Thanks for coming over and joining us for another Sunday lunchtime live. So, welcome. Hope you're all enjoying this nice warm weather as it is today. So, yeah, right. What we're going to do today? Good question. Back to basics, as the comment said. But what do we call back to basics? Do we call back to basics spindle turn? Do we call it bowl turn? I don't know. So anyway, I'm just going to mess around with a bowl blank that I was sent. I bought some blanks from a guy on Facebook, and I thought I'd just try one. They turned up yesterday, so I thought I'd try one. So it's a piece of sycamore, 180mm by 50mm, and apparently had 15% moisture on the 31st of the 5th of 22. So we'll see what happens. Had a little tiny split there that I'm hoping that we're going to turn out as we shape it, but I've just chuck some super glue in it just in case. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the whole process of this, getting this ready for the lathe, facing it off, turning it, shaping it. Whether we're going to texture it, I'm not sure yet, but we're just going to do a bit of basics, basically what you guys want to see really. So if it's something specific, did I get it right? Specific. Then chuck it in the chat. If it's something that you want me to show you what to do or how to do, then chuck it in the chat, and if I can do it, I will show you. So first things first, find our center, which is going to be that side because there's a bit of bark on there. So we're going to find our center, then we're going to, what I always do, a lot of people use a worm screw. I don't like worm screws, I've said this time and time again, but what I use is a Forstner bit. So I'm going to show you, find the center, drill it out with a Forstner bit, and then we'll go through the process. But like I said, if it's something that you guys really want to see, then stick it in the chat, and we will, if I can do it, I'm going to put my fan on because it's hot in there. If we can do it, then we will do it. So let's go to the lathe. While I go to the lathe and mark the center on this, Nick will welcome you all in.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are all well. So, on the chat we have Wood Wizardry by Colin, Woodturners by Barry, Gary Glass, Brian with a Y, Pete from Twisted Trees. Oh, it's done it again, you git. Michelle Owsby. Is that you say it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Dr. Bob.
I think so.
Colin Izzard. Chris Dodds. Todd at Glen Cove Woodworks. We also have Ash at Kitey Shed. Terry Bartlett. Brian at Heartwood Turning. Barry's Wood Creations. Doug Miller at Woodspun Round. You enjoy that fan, won't you?
I am. It's lovely. It's keeping my
Paul,
bits cool.
Paul Hoyt and the Greasby Turner. We've been laid down all morning, so. Roger Kent, TJ Turning. Roger's in Tennessee. Norman Greenwell. We also have Paul Finley, Woodturning at Home. Michelle Higgins. Steve Hale. Joe Senior's on.
All right, Joe.
The Wood Dude. Roy's the boy. Copper Hour Woodturning.
Wow, a lot of people in.
45 at the minute. Amy's on. Hi, Amy. Graham Brown. Vince Kerrigan. And that's all I've got so far. Wait a minute. Oh. Christine and Michael Hesseltine. Leroy 500. If I've missed anyone, I do apologise. Scott Dunn's on. Bailey Woodworks. Right, I'm hoping I've got everybody now. Again, if I, like I say every week, if I missed anyone, just put at the bottom a comment and I'll give you a shout out. So welcome everyone. Get on with it then.
Get on with it, thanks. So I've just drilled a 52mm Forstner bit in there, just so we can hold that in our chuck. Like I always say, it's my preferred way of connecting to the lathe with a bowl blank. So let's go back over to the lathe. So there we go, 52mm Forstner bit. I always like them, nice and secure. So it always helps if you drill it in the right side, though. It's a good start, isn't it? What? I said I was gonna use the bark side and all. So we'll try that. Let's try that again, shall we?
What a Dave, hey?
Let's what a Dave. What Dave? Right, so we'll try that again. Drill it in the right side this time always helps. I did say that I was going to use the other side because it's got a bark inclusion in it. So
feels like we've been up for ages.
we have been up ages.
Oh, what a...
Didn't go to bed late because the oldest one went on the lash.
That was funny, wasn't it? She
Ringing me up crying.
I just want to get home.
Dad, I want to come home.
Her boyfriend's on the way to pick her up. I just want to get home. You are getting home, darling. I know, but I want to get home now. Yeah, well, he's on his way. We can't help that.
But anyway, she's all right. Is the main thing. Right. So.
Oh, she's hanging today. Believe you me.
Oh, good. That'll teach her. Right. So.
Leave her alone. She don't go out very often. Bless her little heart.
We've got it in the right side this time. So we're going to mount that on our chuck.
You're just jealous because you didn't get to go out.
I did go out. So I'm going to face this. Actually, it's not too bad. So actually, I'm going to round it first because it needs rounded up. So we're going to round it up first. Get my glasses so I can see what I'm doing.
Ward Wilson's on. Howdy from the west coast of Arizona.
Hi, Ward. How you doing, mate? Right. So I'm going to use the 3/8 bowl gouge just to round this off.
I've always got a question.
Go for it, Roy.
How deep is your love? No, how deep did you drill?
About 6-7 mil. So we're just going to round this up. Nice, slow, gentle passes. Like we say, always say, you don't need to force your gouge. If you're forcing your gouge, and you're doing something wrong. Don't eat it either, because it's not good fibre for you.
Oh, Brian said you're going to have to learn how to say our name correctly, Mrs.
That's
Not
you.
Aylesby, is it? What is it?
Oosby.
Oosby.
That's like
Ooh.
Oosby.
Ooh. No.
Nick, don't do it, please. Right, so let's just face that off so we've got a nice smooth.
Oosby. Is that right, Brian? Oosby.
So nice shear cuts just to smooth that off. Let's put you on that camera so you can see.
Bailey Woodworks. Good morning, everyone. Spacebar is not working. It's all like one sentence. Klondike Craftsman's on.
Hi, Lewis. How you doing? Right, it's actually quite a pretty build, that is. A little bit of spalting in it.
Doug put, and Nikki says she can't sing. I can't sing. Brian said, yes, finally she gets it right.
Right, so we're going to shape this.
Steve knew. He just wanted to make me a little Wally, didn't he? Mind you, I don't need much help in doing that, really, do I? No comment, though, babe.
No
Can't
comment.
believe it. You've even done your link for tomorrow, Brian.
He's on
I
the
don't think
ball.
Temporary Terry has, but...
So we're always looking for that continuous curve on our bowl.
Mark's on as well, gentlemen would turn out.
Hi, Mark. It's always nice to have that nice shape of a bowl.
Shape.
Nice shape.
Nice shape. It's got to be nice shape. Oh, what a beautiful day.
I hope everybody's signed up for Martin and Les's live on
Oh, he's even
Tuesday.
put his link in himself. Look at that. You go.
Tuesday evening. I think it's Tuesday evening. 15th is 15th Tuesday, or is it the 14th?
No,
I can't remember.
15th Wednesday.
Might be
No,
the 14th.
13th Monday, 14th, 15th. No, is the date right on here? No, what? Oh no, that's your premiere I've got up, Brian, not your link. Right, Brian's done this, so I'll get rid of that. I don't know. Tomorrow's the 13th.
Right, so that's either I can't remember. It's
Who's
Tuesday.
premiere?
Not premiere, no.
Oh.
Martin and Les are doing a live
Oh, are they?
on, I can't remember if it's the 14th or the 15th. But if you haven't already, it's a free live, but you have to be registered, you have to be subscribed to their newsletter for the Woodturning shop to get a link for it. So if you want to watch it, I don't know if it's limited to spaces, but you need to go over and sign up to their newsletter for the Woodturning shop. And then you should be sent a link for it.
Are you going to do it?
I have already signed up to it. I'm
What
already part of the
What time is it on?
5:30, I think.
Oh, right at tea time.
Well, I can eat and watch.
What, outside?
I'll have it on the big TV.
You're not. Right. So Wood Dude said, my name is Stephen, bit like Steve, but longer. It's Stephen spelled the same way as yours is.
Yeah, I am a PH. Just everybody calls me, well,
Yeah,
all my nice people call me Steve. All the other people call me something that I can't repeat on.
Brian said, if you're impressed with that, Nikki, I have 2 premieres up as well. Yeah, I did see them. Gentleman Woodturner said it's only free for people on the mailing list.
Yep.
Gavin Darrett is on. He said maybe watch Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday just to be sure. Woodturner by Barry said it's the 14th by Zoom.
There you go. It's Tuesday then.
That's Tuesday. AGK Woodworks is on.
Hello. How are you? Hope you're well.
Brian's putting links in left, right, and centre. Oh no, that's the link for the Woodturning shop. Sorry.
So if you want to watch it, you mean Martin and Les are always entertaining. Both absolutely extortionate, oh, not extortionate, extraordinarily good turners. You will learn lots from both of them, I can guarantee it. So it's well worth a watch, I believe. And like I say, it's free, and all you have to do is be part of the mailing list. So
Roy's put, you're not having the big TV, Steve.
yeah.
I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in. Depends how nice he is to me.
The only trouble is when you watch it on the big TV, you can't comment very well.
Woo! Terry's got his link in as well. I am retired.
You're retarded. I wouldn't say you're retarded, baby.
Me and you're gonna fall out, bud.
Right, so some nice gentle cuts just to finish this off. Let's have a look at it. I know we've got a bit of a crack in there.
You're a crack. You're not crack.
I know we've got a crack in there, but I'm hoping. I'm going to put some black CA in there, I think. So before I go too far, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spray a bit of sand and sealer over the top of that. And then I'm just going to put some black CA in there. That's brown. Medium thick. Medium thick. Actually, let's do medium brown. Because I think medium thick might be too thick. So.
Right. Brian said that was a Freudian slip there, Steve. Conduct Crafts said he's trying to edit and upload a video before work flight. This could be intense. Brian said, easy Steve stream it from what iPad and watch on TV and comment on the iPad.
Go there, Brian.
Colin said you can if you use your mobile phone at the same time, Steve. That's what I do when I'm watching lives on the TV. Roy said, Nikki, that's why they have blue spanners.
I normally stream it from my phone to the TV. That's how I normally watch YouTube on the TV. But I could stream it through the TV and like Colin said, or I could just get the iPad out, I suppose, and charge it up since it hasn't been used for so long.
Shouldn't that'll work. You have to use Casey's. Mark said, lovely finish and cut that, Steve.
Thank you, sir.
Wood Dude said, hi all. If anyone doesn't have it, I can sell you guys the Zoom link for Martin Liz's demo cast. Bitcoins, gold teeth, gemstones are all acceptable.
Very good.
Klondike Crafts said, smooth. Pete said, Monday the 20th of June, lunchtime, I'm doing a 570 subscriber giveaway. It was supposed to be done at the more traditional 567, but 570 is close. Terry said, does Les send the link out automatically as I couldn't find a link to log in for the demo?
There will be a link sent out, I would imagine, on Tuesday. I would imagine they'll email everybody with a link a little bit before the live. So I'm actually putting brown in there, not
So you fibbed it. He's telling
yeah.
fibses.
I was going to put black in it, but I've only got medium thick black, and I think that might be
brown
too.
look better. Would do said, Pete, what do we win? Mark said, just checked you don't need to book in. The link will be sent to you tomorrow if you're on the mailing list.
Yeah.
Colin said it's a nice piece of wood. Roy said it's 7 p.m.
Oh, I thought it was 5:30. I thought it said 5:30 on there. Oh, well, that's even better then, because I ain't got to rush home from work. So we're just going to let that dry a little bit.
Yeah, he's got to go at work. He's got to pay for his rabbit hutch.
Rabbits. Be cheap to eat them.
Love them.
Be cheap to eat them.
Oh my God, this one's really nice.
Yeah, but the trouble is, I've got to pay for the rabbit hutch.
Oh, shush.
I'll get money back. I'm going to get money back from you all. Everybody who lives in the house is going to be paying something towards it. So we just put a little bit more in there, because that's actually soaking quite a way in there, which is nice. That compressor's noisy, isn't it? Stop now.
Roy said the giveaway. Not Roy. Pete said the giveaway is the box vase thingy I made last week.
Nice. Good luck, everybody. It's not drying very quick with that activator. So what I'm going to do, just filling that in, and then we'll just do a nice little finish cut on there, just to take that glue off. And then hopefully we can get it sanded. So just get that chance to cure so we don't get covered in super glue. I'm just going to sharpen my gouge up so we've got a nice sharp edge for our final cut.
Roy said he's just checked again that it's 7 p.m.
Oh, thank you, Roy.
This is the link to the demo page which you can sign up to the mailing list from. So Brian's put that on.
So
Mark
I don't know.
Yes, 7 p.m. We've got someone on called Brummy Doug 1 afternoon. All lovely day for it, and it's nice to see a lathe like mine.
So you got a good lathe then, mate. So I don't know if you'll see that, will you? No, you might not see that, but Brian keeps moaning at me because every time I sharpen my gouges, people can't see it. So he's moaning at me all the time. Yeah, you need to have a camera on there, Steve, so people can see when you sharpen your gouges. I'm like, well, I'm sure people have seen sharpening gouges before, but, you know, this will keep Brian happy just to show that I'm doing it properly. So just a nice sharp edge on there, just so we can do our final cut. So glue's dry now. We can stand aside, make sure our glue don't splatter out everywhere. Nope. So just a nice little gentle cut, just a final pass that to clean that glue off there, really. Just check. Oh, that's nice and smooth.
Would do put what? Pete, what? No cash giveaway? I'm seriously thinking of unsubscribing.
So I'm just going to do. We've got a little bit of an edge on there, so I'm just going to do a shear cut on there, just to clean that up a little. Bring me back my curve.
Brummy Dog said yes. I have a corn at 3. Pete said, Nikki, don't chop carrots just yet. Got to pop outside and use the chainsaw. Don't want to miss anything important.
Oh, thanks, Pete. Right, so because we drilled a mortise in the bottom wrong, we will just clean up a little bit, and I'll put a little bit of a concave in the bottom of that, just
Yeah,
to
that's a big word for you.
concave, especially for a Sunday, just to get rid of that centre hole, really. But the only trouble is we've got to remember on the inside that we don't go through the bottom. But like people say, I only do the bottoms about 3/4 of an inch thick, so we'll be fine.
Wood Dude said, Steve, why don't you have a camera over the top of your sharpening station? Just asking for a friend.
So we'll just clean up with a skew, just to
Skew?
skew.
I see skew, Jimmy.
So we're just going to clean up. We're going to put a little bit of a, let's put it on that that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put a little slight undercut on that, because on the SK, no, not the SK, on the SC4, the jaws are slightly spread, so that'll just give us a little bit of a better grabbing point on the jaws. That's a bit deeper than what I'd normally put on there. Actually, I'm going to put a flat on that, so I don't like how deep that is. And that'll just give it something to sit on as well. So there we go. So we're going to, so what we're going to do now is we've got a nice shape, we've got a nice thingy. We're now going to sand
Nice
it.
thing me.
Yeah,
You
nice
can't say
thingy.
nice thing me.
We've got a nice thingy. So we are going to sand it up to, what should we sand it up to?
Ooh, 28.
Do you know what? That just proves how much you listen when I do a live.
I don't listen.
Exactly. I rest my case.
I'm rabbit hutch hunting.
Oh, you know. Do you know what? That fan is nice, but it's blowing all the dust in the wrong direction.
Roy said, Steve, you won't have the big TV now, as Nikki will have her soaps on. Chris Dodd said, use a depth gauge, Steve. Haven't you got one from Mark?
I have got a depth gauge. A limited edition Gentleman Woodturning depth gauge.
Barry said, that's a nice, Barry Woods Creation said to Steve, that's a really pretty piece of wood. And Brian said 240 and gritter.
So I'm using 120 to remove any tool marks that we may have. And then we're going to go up from there to 240. So it's 120, 180, 240. Just going to swap to a small 37mm just to do the inside of that.
I can't remember how big that cage was we found.
1800 by 5 something.
Cool, that's nice. I'm just putting him in the. I'm on your shopping list at the minute.
Right, so let's just clean that edge up a little bit. There's a little bit of a flat on there that my jaws are going to bang onto, and then we're moving down. So let's now sand that.
Remy Dog asked, what piece of tin wood is that?
It's a piece of sycamore. It's got a little bit of spalting in it as well. So hopefully it should look quite nice. So it's just going to be a basic bowl, nothing high tech, but we can always add a bit of texture into it. We can always add a bit of colour to it.
Yeah, I'd say that word colour.
You what?
Are you allowed to use colour?
Why?
I'm just asking. Asking for a friend.
I try my best. I'm getting used to the colour now, so I'm starting to know what I'm doing.
Who told you that?
So when you're sanding, obviously the grit you're using is just enough to get rid of the grit scratch marks from the grit before. That's the principle of the matter. So whatever you start off on is the one you want to use to remove all your marks in your timber. And it's it's always nice just to stop and just check, make sure you've removing the scratches or the tool marks or whatever, because there's nothing worse than sanding all the way through and then you've missed something and you got to go back and do it all again. So we all know that sanding's boring, but it is important. So we're just going to clean that up. Are you watching the chat?
Just 1 second.
Oh, that was very foreign. That was very. That was very 1 second. So final little bit, just that little bit in the middle there.
Right, so Brian said he just had a notion to turn a resin piece. Save me someone. What's the matter with you, Brian?
He loves it, really.
Terry's put resin. Chris said, did you forget to take your tablets, Brian? Todd put someone must have hacked Brian's account. Are you back yet, Pete? Brian would do's put Brian, sit down, rehydrate, medical help's on its way. No resin.
Right, so that's sanded up to 240. Put my fan back now where it was. Right, so that's sanded to 240. So nice smooth finish. So we're going to sand and seal that now. Cellulose sand and sealer. Thinned 60-40.
Binned.
Thinned 60-40, 60% cellulose sand and sealer, 40% cellulose thinners. We're going to give it a nice generous coat so we can get a nice finish on it. So remember, if you're going to use Yorkshire grit, don't use it before you sand and seal, because you won't get the full effects out of it and the wax will soak into the timber. So you need to make sure you use sand and sealer first. Yes, sand and sealer is going to swell the grain a little bit, but the grit will cut that back. Some pretty bit of wood that is, actually. especially that darker side. A little bit of spalting in there is nice. Right, so that's a good coat of sand and sealer. Now going to burnish out with some shavings.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just to
Not
dry
shavings off the floor.
off the floor, just to denib it and remove all the excess sand and sealer and dry it off really more than anything.
It's not bad, but it would seem just got a split in it.
No, well, hopefully the split now is repaired because I put that brown CA glue in it.
Is that the best thing to use then when you have a...
Yeah, really. You can put resin in it, but for what you mix up on resin, for that little tiny bit, it's not really worth it, is it? You can also use, I have used epoxy glue, Gorilla Glue, with some resin pigment in it. You can use that, but obviously you have to leave it to dry. I know most good CA, not epoxy glues dry in about 15-20 minutes, but I always like to give it a bit longer. So Yorkshire grit, nice generous coat of grit all over our piece before we turn it on. Turn our lathe on about anywhere between 400 and 500 RPM. And we're going to work it in. Spend a bit of time working your grit in. You need to spend at least, I always say about 5 minutes to work in the grit to make sure you get the full benefits out of it. And then you know you're going to be breaking that grit down to get your maximum of 1,000 grit out of it. You know, once you start breaking it down, just speed your lathe up a little bit, just to burn or rub it in. You'll be able to hear the grit breaking down on the tissue. You can hear it's very abrasive once you start with it fresh, but as the grit breaks down, it will get quieter and quieter, so you know that the grit rating is getting higher and higher. So as it breaks down, just gently speed your lathe up to get the final grade that you require. So I'm now going to speed up a little bit. Like I say, spend a bit of time on it. Don't need to push on it because all you're going to do is generate friction.
So Woodturning Colin said, "Ooh, that's pretty." Crystal said, "I agree." Amy said, "Come for a drive with me to the local mini shops. Come for a drive to the local mini shops with me. We need better lol."
Well, just make sure all the people in the shop subscribe, will you, Amy, please?
Woody said, "Coffee grounds and thin CA glue looks lovely in your cracks."
Yep.
Doug said, "Stephen, I do that pretty often. Looks great."
A lot of people have said ground up coffee. We can use, a lot of people use sawdust as well, don't they? Put sawdust in the cracks.
I won't want sawdust in my cracks.
Calm down, love. So as you can see, there's a bit of a sheen coming on there now. And the Yorkshire grit will give you a sheen, but Yorkshire grit's not finish. It's only an abrasive paste. So you need to make sure you put a finish over the top of it. So we can now start to feel that the grit is about expired because you can hear there's hardly any noise coming from it, and you can feel it's trying to pull the tissue out of my hand. So what we're going to do is just finish that last little bit in there.
She said she will. Amy said she will do.
And then we're going to get a clean bit of tissue.
Brummy dog saying it's looking very shiny already.
Thank you very much. So we're now just going to buff that off to remove all our grit, and we're relying, we want the tissue to come off clean. So we're going to just keep going until, and what that does, that will remove all the excess wax. We're just going to put a clean bit of tissue on there to see if we've got any residue left on there. So as you can see, that's how we started off, and that's how we finished. So we know all the wax is off of our piece.
Sorry, Roy. What did you say? Put it. Oh, Brian. Put what? Say it. Put it again. You missed what I said. I can't. Don't know
Pardon
what
me.
to put. Brian
So,
will be saying he ordered an SK114 and O'Donnell jaws next.
so as you
Michelle
can
said Brian just got medicated.
so as you can see, there's a nice sheen on there already. But we want it better than that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax.
Pete's back.
Yay! Pete's back.
That was good. The wind cleared up for me, so Lisa can't tell me off.
So Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax, which is my preferred wax. And as always, less is more. You don't need loads and loads of wax. All you need is enough just to cover your piece. So we're going to work it in. Get a nice coverage. And what you will feel is as the solvents of the wax evaporate, you'll feel it trying to grab your tissue. So you know it's ready to buff off. So we're going to get a clean piece of tissue. And we're just going to gently apply a little bit of pressure, hardly at all, to buff this piece off.
So Chris said Joe started singing. We've missed it. Would do brown looks better instead of black as well, as we all need a brown crack, not a black one.
Calm down.
Pete said if you invite Ruby round to play with your bandsaw, then you get exotic timber sawdust to put in your cracks. Benjamin's on.
Right, Ben, how you doing, bud? So as you can see there, we've now got a nice shine on there. That's just with one coat of wax. If you wanted better shine, you put more coats on. Gradually build up the coats, leaving a little bit of time between them, just so they can go off a little bit better. So there we go, just a basic. Actually, I want buffing off a bit better, and there's a little bit of residue on there, so just going to buff it. Just going to buff it off a little bit better. That's better.
Roy said it's getting wooed here. Would do said the neighbour's dogs just started howling as Joe started singing.
Poor old Joe's getting it. So as you can see, got a nice sheen on there. That's just with one coat of Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax. Like I say, if you wanted a better shine, you can just gradually build up the layers. But to me, that's nice. I like that.
Is it bedtime yet?
Not quite, babe.
I need to low down.
I wouldn't lay on the floor. It's a bit dirty.
I'm laying in this muck.
Right, so let's just face the front off. Get rid of all the excess. Plan it out. So again, I'm using the 3/8 bowl gouge just to flatten this off. That's a bit high. So we're just going to face this.
This machine's in the way.
We'll move it then. Unplug it and move it. Just a little bit on there.
Was your dad going to come on? Or is he
Don't know.
to do?
Depends if he's going to go down the pub again and get drunk and fall off his push bike like he did last Sunday.
Did he?
Yeah.
Why don't he walk? Where does he go at the pub?
Well, he goes down to the bowls club on the walks, doesn't he?
Ain't far from
He got from the bowls club to the Red Mountain and fell off his bike.
Is he? You didn't tell me.
Yeah, well, he didn't tell me till today. He reckoned. I said, well, that's not even halfway home. He goes, well, you know, he said, I got a bit of the way. Right, so
Surprised he didn't take the mobility scooter.
yeah. So we're gonna now hollow this
He
out.
wouldn't fall off of it.
No,
Can you get done for being drunk in charge of a mobility scooter, do you reckon?
don't know. That I couldn't tell you. So I'm not going to turn this really thin because there's no need to, really.
Boys put behave, Nikki yawning. I know. I'm so tired. It's because I'm in here and I've stopped. So I'm going to cut this veg slowly.
So speed up a little bit. So that's as thin as I'm going to go with the war. I'm joking.
Terry said you can. And so did Roy.
Oh.
I wonder if you can get done for being drunk in charge of a push bike.
Well, I would imagine so. Especially if we're riding down the M25.
Amy said, dear God, it's 6 degrees outside. And yes, you can, Nikki. Barry said, not too deep.
Barry?
My screen's gone off. Where's my screen gone off? Oh, sorry, it's back. Yeah, Woodturning by Barry said, not too deep, Steve.
No, I'm not going too deep because obviously
Roy
we've got
said,
that.
and the wrong way down the M25.
Yeah.
4
Got that
King Owls is on.
All right, Rob, how you doing? We've got that concave inside, haven't we? So I don't want to go too deep. Pardon me. So I'm just going to do maybe a couple more on this side, and then we're going to change to the traditional grind. Because the heel of the gouge is bouncing when I come through the bottom.
Steve said bottom.
So what I'm looking for when I'm doing to get the same angle as the bowl, I'm looking down the side of the bowl to try and point my bevel at the same angle as the bowl.
Terry's just put link. Is that for your All right, I have to go now. See you all tomorrow on my live if you can make it. And he's put his link in. Have fun.
You're going
Adam,
sharpen.
Adam, I love Woodturning is on as well.
Hi, Adam. So I'm just going to check that, see what a sort of, we've got an equal gap or equal thickness all the way through. You can feel it between your finger and thumb. We'll check the depth with my limited edition Gentleman Woodturner depth gauge. Got a little bit more meat there yet. So we
Blue cloth.
Blue cloth? No, it's sort of a browny colour, babe. So I've gone to a traditional grind now. Just so it's a better cut around that corner. Thanks for that. So it still feels quite thick on that top there, but we're just going to check the depth because obviously we're quite a way in on that. We've still got quite a bit of meat in the bottom there, to be honest. So we're just going to keep chipping away at that until we get an equal.
Woodturning said, nice cut, Steve. Pete said, wow, I wish I could afford one of those dip gouges. They look awesome. Todd's put, they're priceless, Pete.
When I come down and see you, Pete, I'll bring mine so you can have a look at one. I might even let you touch it.
Oh, that sounded wrong.
Right, so we're getting close now. Just double check our depth. So our depth is about there. So we've still got about, I reckon, about 1/8 of an inch in the bottom there. No, maybe 1/4 of an inch, I reckon. All right. So we've got a little bit of a meaty area on this bit here. So I'm just gonna get rid of that. So we obviously don't want to go too deep because.
Right, let's get back to the chat.
So that's actually a nice. You can feel this gradual curve on the inside and the outside now. So I'm just going to do
Copper
it.
says cost more than money.
What does?
The gouge.
Oh.
Amy said petrol's up over Aussie $2 per litre. Just put $50 in for 2.05p. Don't get that. Michael McEwen is on. Happy Sunday, Nikki, Stephen, all in the chat.
Hi Michael, hope you're well.
Pete said, cheers, Steve. I'll look with envy. Benjamin said, how many features does that depth gouge have, Steve? Just curious. Copperhouse said, just one bin.
It comes with a lifetime guarantee that if you go through the bottom, the person who made it will replace the cost of the bowl blank. So what else? What guarantee is that? That's an amazing guarantee in my eyes. Right, so I'm happy with that. That's a fairly equal.
Knife.
It's fairly equal all the way through. Got a few little tool marks in the bottom there, but that's where it was chattering when we was on the finger grind. So I'm going to sand that now. I'm going to use a power sander to sand that. So because we've got those few little tool marks in there, I'm going to go from 80 grit. So let's get this sanded up. Turn the lathe down a little bit. Don't need it running that fast to sand. So I'm sanding away from myself while I'm power sanding. Reason being is the way of direction is that the cutting piece as it rotates is cutting into the wood. If you go that way, it's trying to fight against it the other way, so you're better off doing that way. You can control it a bit better, and also you can see better what you're doing, and the dust is going straight down the extraction. Well, it would if the fan weren't blowing everywhere.
So I keep something to do, keep you out of the house a bit longer. So Ryan said it's over £2 per litre in some places here as well. Amy said that's crazy, Brian. Brian said it's madness when oil's pretty cheap per barrel. Currently someone is profiteering. Pete said he put 110 in the van on Thursday, but to be fair, probably won't need more for 6 months or so. Colin said he thinks it's the government's way of forcing them to go hybrid or plug-in cars, etc.
Won't work, Colin, because people can't afford electric cars. I don't want a blooming old electric car. Price of electricity? No way.
What time do you normally get your text coming through about the fuel?
Right, so let's just check that.
Steve,
Make sure. What?
what time do you normally get your text through about the fuel?
From where?
Policy.
I can't hear you.
From the fuel company.
Fridays that come through.
Oh, right. Oh yeah, I've seen it.
Right, so we'll take that up now through the grits. That was 80 grit. So we're now going to go up through the grits up to 240. Oops. Turn lathe on helps that. A few little scratches in there, so.
Roy said plug it in next doors and charge it up.
Yeah. Can't do that, Roy, because I run the workshop off of their power.
Benjamin said what Steve needs is a car that runs on funnels. Barry said he's got to go. Thanks for your help yesterday, Steve.
No worries, Barry. Anytime.
Including the Lego.
Yeah, I helped his grandson build something.
you love Lego, don't you?
Well, it weren't Lego. It was like that plastic Meccano sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Just check that. Nice, nice. So that was 180. The final one 240.
Spirit wood, wooden stone and bones on.
Hi Heather, how are you doing? Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run it slightly there and there, just to get rid of that sharp edge. Just for a few seconds. And that'll just get rid of that sharp edge. So that is now sanded up to 240 grit. Which is nice. Now I was going to colour the inside of that, but I'm not because it's too nice.
It's gone up by 10p a litre, Steve.
I know.
You need to fill up. Perhaps we ought to go fill up on the way to pick her up.
Well, that price isn't until tomorrow.
No, that's what I'm saying. It is tomorrow.
Oh, right, yeah, because that'll be on last week's price. Yeah, I'm with you. Right, so I'm going to sand and seal that now.
I've just pinched your phone.
So like I say, I was going to colour that in there, but that's too nice to colour. That's actually quite a nice piece of wood, actually. Really pretty piece of wood. So hopefully this guy has some more blanks that I can get off of him. If they're all like this. Be nice. Always, when you buy blanks from someone you never bought them before, it's always a bit nerve-wracking because you don't know what they're going to be like, whether they're going to be good, bad, or, you know, they might show you a picture on the internet or on Facebook or whatever, but that might not be what you're getting. Right, so we're going to burnish those off with some nice shavings we had from the middle.
Brian said it needs to have a rolled edge.
Even blooming rolled edges. Brian. No, no, no.
Adam said it's too nice to colour it.
It's too nice to colour. You're right, Adam. So we're just going to keep it basic and traditional and normal and boring. So Yorkshire grit. We're going to grit it.
Grit it.
Grit it. So I'm not going to go through the spiel again because we've already gone through it. Everybody knows how to use Yorkshire grit now. And if you don't, if you go to my channel, there's a video teaching you how to use Yorkshire grit.
Todd said, Brian, has the turning resin urge died down yet?
Getting a bit of a rebel. Brian E. Want to turn resin? I did a demo for Cambridge Woodturners 2 weeks ago, or Jubilee weekend. And they want me to go back in November. They said to me, could you turn a resin piece in November when you come back? And I looked at him and I said, are you stupid? The mess it will make. And he goes, well, you know, the members would like to see it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll turn it, but you got to clear the mess up. So good luck with that one. What are you doing in there? Get back in your own area. Don't look at me in that tone of voice.
Is that next door making that noise?
Yeah, I think so. Ben, yes, I did buy them online. A guy from Facebook was advertising.
Wait a minute, there's another question before that.
Oh, okay. Sorry, Ben. You got to take your place.
Scott, why use the powered sander versus the non-powered one? Not sure the tech term of it.
Right. So, I normally do use the inertia sander on the inside, but the reason I used the powered one is because there was a couple of little bounce marks in this corner here, and the power sander gets rid of them quicker, because obviously the fight and with the inertia sander, obviously it only goes as fast as your bowl blank spins. With the power sander, it sort of takes off a little bit quicker. That's the only real reason, mate. Normally I would use the inertia sander.
Right, so Nik and I do Ben. Did you buy
Ben,
them
yes.
online, Steve? I've had mixed results from some sellers. You get great blanks for the first time, and then when you order again, they're not too great.
Yeah, it was a guy on Facebook selling them. I see his advert. He was selling 2 Sycamore and I believe there's 2 Apple. I think they were like 28 quid with free postage. So I thought, well, since I'm doing a few more demos now, I will buy them and try them. And yeah, they turned up and they look really good.
That's dangerous if you're using power tools next door. We may
I
lose
don't,
power.
I don't care as long as he's not attaching nothing to my workshop.
Might be worth checking that when you're finished.
Or my fence. Right, so Yorkshire grit it.
Brian said I'm fine now. Todd, Michelle fixed it.
Michelle fixed it. She come around and give her a smack round the back of the head.
That's what Chris said. Did she slap you up the side of the head, Brian?
And then said, "You stupid boy."
Roy said, yes, Steve, they had designated cleaners.
They did, Roy. They was very impressive. They were very efficient and all. Because I said when I done the demo, John, where's the brush and dustpan and I'll clear up. And they said, no, it's okay. We have 2 people come and do all the cleaning up. You ain't got to worry about that. I'm like, oh, okay. Do they travel to King's Lynn to do my workshop? Right, so we're just going to gently buff this off, get rid of all the residue off of this.
Do you think I should go check on the bunnies?
Nah, that'll be there. That'll be fine.
The cat made me laugh this morning because she was like trying to play with them through the, and they was like on their hind legs looking at her through the. So funny, like she's winding them up.
Right, so we have now got to put this mess away and give it a final coat of wax. You can use, you haven't got to use wax over these. You can use friction polish, you can use oil, whatever you really require. But to be honest, I use wax quite a bit because it's an easy, quick finish. I know a lot of people like natural oils. I've never ever. I don't think I've ever. Oh yes, I have. I apologise. I did a piece the other day in oil with Hampshire Sheen's burnishing oil. And that smells absolutely beautiful. Citrus burnishing oil. Citrus, is it burnishing oil? Yeah, this one. Smells stunning. Absolutely beautiful.
Roy put they must be newbies.
Yeah, that's what they have to do to get themselves through the initiation. They have to clear up people's mess. Initiation. Well, what did I say then?
You didn't pronounce it correctly.
Yeah, that burnishing oil smells absolutely beautiful.
Oh, wrong box.
So, coat of wax. I'm going to go over it with a piece of safety cloth on this time. A nice, gentle. Just do the outside because I'll just give the outside another coat. So just give that a nice, like I say, you don't need to apply any pressure. Just let all the friction between the cloth and the spinning piece do all the work.
Is that a technical term, spinning piece?
Spinning piece, yeah. It's just so spinny.
The spinning, not the spinning piece.
My fingers are so dry.
Oh.
My hands are so dry that I can't grab hold of this with a bit of tissue.
Oh, you have to get some cream on them.
Because I've been working on the old man's car all morning.
Leroy says, beautiful grain. Scott says, looks awesome. Roy said, Steve, have you looked at the pictures yet?
Yes, I have, Roy. There's some good ones. Thank you very much for that. I sent a load over to John because he wanted a load. So
Texas Hula is on. Says, stunning piece.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Woodturning by Barry said, lovely grain, Steve.
Thank you.
I just see a bit of tissue fly off. Benjamin's put love the Hampshire Sheen citrus oil.
Yeah, it's lovely. It smells really nice.
He said he always puts it on the inside of his boxes and the smell remains for a good while. Dr. Bob said, my shop cleaner is my great grandson. It's his source of making money for his online gaming. Colin said it does smell awesome, doesn't it, Ben? Brian said, you new here, Texas, just been over and subbed to your channel.
It's always nice to have new people. We said this Friday. We had a couple of new people on Friday. It's always nice to have new people come into the chat and join the community. Always nice.
Roy said, Nikki will rub your hands, Steve.
That's better. A bit there as well now. I think because it's so warm in here, the bits I buff off are just remelting and sticking back to the wood. That feel better.
Do you think that's outside?
Well, it's not in here, babe.
No, don't be an idiot, Steve.
Right, so
I'm going to give the rabbits some pear. See what they think to that. I think they can have pear.
So like the title said, back to basics. Basic bowl.
You're not going to colour it?
Nope, not going to colour it. Just a basic, plain looking bowl. But sometimes basic is good.
Scott said, haha, I love the different finishing options. Benjamin said he spilt a load on the shop floor. Happy accident.
Yeah.
Texas Hula said, I'm Brian, spending a little more time on here on YouTube.
Well, welcome anyway.
Brian said,
everybody's
good job,
welcome.
Texas. Glad to have you along. Norman Greenwell says, beautiful piece of wood finish.
So, as you can see, just a basic bowl sometimes can look quite nice. Nice little bit of spalting in there. So that is, I'm happy with that. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, it's always a bit wary when you buy stuff from someone new. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what quality of wood it was. I know we had that little crack in there, which was here. Let me just show you. But to be honest, to look at it, you can't really. It looks like a blemish in the wood with the brown CA glue filled it in. It actually looks like a blemish in the wood. It doesn't actually look like a crack, and it hasn't come. Well, that is just there. It's coming through. So got a little bit of the bark that was there. So we've got a little bit of green there, which is nice.
Benjamin said he's glad to see you've covered up the witch.
Yeah, it's got Brian's sticker over it. Oh, I pressed the wrong one.
That's all, folks.
Sorry, pressed the wrong button. So yeah, so just a basic bowl can end up being nice. It's nice to do colouring like we did on Friday night. We did this piece on Friday night. So it's always nice to do a bit of colouring, a bit of texturing, but sometimes that works just as well. And again, it's all about tool control and other bits and bobs. You know what I mean? Something like that is just great just to get in the workshop and practice your tool control. So let's just put this back on the wall out of the way. Sorry about that, I pressed the wrong button. So let's get rid of that. Let's take this out of the chuck. So like I say, nice bit of spalting in the back there as well. Nice sheen on it. It's nice, I like that. Nice continuous curve in the bottom there. And it's around about, I reckon that's 5mm thick all the way through. It's a little bit thicker here, but obviously we've got that bit in the bottom there, so we didn't want to go too thin there because we would have gone. That is quite thin. I reckon it's only a couple of mil there. But other than that, it's all right. It's good. I like it.
You can read the comments.
Thanks.
I'm trying to get these carrots turned.
So back to basics. There we go. Back to basics. Yeah, tool control. It's all about tool control, isn't it? So anyway, thanks very much for everybody who came over and joined us and took part. Really do appreciate it. Hope some of you have, if you need it, learned a little bit, and hope it helps. We always try, and it's always nice to know that something that we do helps others. And sometimes just that little bit of advice can make a massive difference. And it's all about, I spent the first year or so turning just using carbides. When I went to traditional tools, it was a total different game changer. Once you get the control, 18 months into what, every time I presented the gouge, I would get a catch. And then it makes you jump, it scares you, and you think, no, I'm just going to stick to carbides. But once you get that presentation of the tool, you're fine. So, anyway. So, I think that's it. I think it's good. Thank you very much for all the comments. Lovely comments. Really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. And welcome to the new people who's come over. So that's also nice as well, seeing new people come in the chat. Just going to show you something that I did yesterday. You might have seen it on Facebook. There will be a video coming up next Sunday for this because I'm not here. So I did this yesterday.
Yeah.
Not next Sunday, I'm not.
Oh, no, you're not.
So I did this piece of chestnut. No, a piece of ash, sorry, not chestnut. And this is gold gill cream, not embellishing wax. So I thought I'd try something different. So yeah, really nice.
I want to make stuff has come on. He's put damn, I missed it.
Yes, it's all right, mate. You go back and watch it. So a little bit of texture in the back there with the Robert Salisbury mini texturing tool. Then just a little definition ring, inner and outer, and then a little bit of texturing on the edge there with an inner and outer ring again, and then covered the whole back of it with gill cream, chestnuts gill cream. And then I wanted to try and do something a little bit different in the middle rather than just being a continuous flatted out bowl. Or do something a little bit different there. So again, sprayed it all black. Done a little bit of a raised ring around the middle, textured. And then done a little bit of texture around the outside. I dried brushed that bit. And then the middle had honey with a little bit of burnt orange around the outside. And I put gill cream over the whole thing. Just to give it that golden shimmery look. But it came out really nice, actually. I do really like that. That's nice. So the video will be out for that on Sunday because I'm not here. Brian is covering my live on Friday night, so make sure you go over and check out Brian's live. And we will be back. I will be back, shall I say, on the 24th. Hopefully for Battle of the Makers, but we're not sure whether it's going to go ahead yet on the 24th. Because there's a little bit of a technical issue. Some of the guys are going up to Scotland and they don't know whether they're going to be travelling or what. But whatever happens, I will be back on the 24th, whether it be for Battle of the Makers or a Turner project. So, I think that's it. If there's no more questions, if there's any questions, just quickly chuck them in the chat. If there's no more questions, then we will call it a day and you guys can go and enjoy your sunny Sunday.
Thanks.
You can't. You've got housework to do.
Yeah, I have.
I think I need to glue my Velcro thing back on, don't you?
What Velcro thing? Nope, no one's got questions.
No.
No questions here.
So, we'll go then. Let's go. Let's go.
Thanks, everyone. See you soon.
Take care. Take care, guys. I most probably will see you sometime during the week. But other than that, have a great week. And there you go. I Want to Make Stuff has got a video up. Go and check it out. So other than that, have a great week. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
That's all, folks.